See the starting lineups for these two teams. Familiar starting fives for both. Michigan State went 15-5 in the Big Ten this year. They finished the season at 25-7. Won their opener handily, shot the lights out in their opening round matchup against North Dakota State. Meanwhile, Louisville at 24-10 now, 11-7 in the ACC. They finished 6th in the ACC. They are a 6th seed here in the East, with Michigan State claiming a 3rd seed. Louisville had it going in their matchup against South Florida, at a 20-plus point lead, but let it get away. Got into a dogfight, ended up winning 83-79 on Thursday. And that is the stage setter for this one. Our three officials: Michael Irving, Tommy Morrissey, and Owen Short. Justin Porterfield is the standby official, and it'll be Louisville with the first possession.
Well, South Florida got back in that Louisville game because of those 22 turnovers, 12 in the second half, resulting in an astounding 24 points. So you can't have those kind of errors versus this Michigan State team and expect to walk out of here with a W.
We saw the top seed of the Midwest, Michigan, win on this floor a little bit earlier today, beat St. Louis, and the first possession of the game for Louisville is a shot clock violation.
Well, the ability to create offense. I mean, Conwell and McNeely are not point guards, so the stress level of pressure that Michigan State is going to employ on the backcourt is going to be important for Louisville to be able to handle, create, and make some plays, not just for themselves, but for, more importantly, their teammates.
Michigan State a turnover, their first possession. Here's Hadley, sets up McNeely, knocked in 7 threes in Louisville's win on Thursday. Kick to the corner. Hadley misses a 3, offensive rebound. Agela Zugris able to put it in.
And those are the plays here. Louisville's really good inside the paint, shoot a high percentage right around the rim. And their defensive boards, they're really good at it. But getting second opportunities against the Michigan State team is going to be imperative.
Jeremy Fears coming off that 11-assist game on Thursday. Jordan Scott misses a 3, 1 and done. Here comes McNeely. McNeely checked by Cohen Carr. It's going to be a matchup to watch. How do they turn off McNeely's three-point shooting?
Well, you just don't allow him to get the looks that he got against South Florida. That's one way you negate the number of attempts and free looks he has.
McNeely finds Zugris from the nail, knocks it in. A little push shot from Zugris, and he's hit 2 buckets.
Well, take what the defense is going to give you. That time McNeely drew the eyes of the Michigan State Spartan defense, and Zugris able to hit that little push shot right in the middle of the lane.
Michigan State with their big 3, great story and development. Fears one of those. Fears and Kohler and Cooper. In this age of the transfer portal, Tom Izzo has certainly used that to get an offensive foul, but he developed his players. They've got a terrific team. Pat Kelsey, second year, he's brought Louisville back. 50-year-old head coach, Cincinnati native, went to Xavier. 51-18 in his 2 years at Louisville. We had him last year, Jimmy, in the NCAA tournament, and they did not play well in that first round loss to Creighton. They redeemed that this year with a victory, a hold-off against South Florida. Pat Kelsey won his first NCAA tournament game. That great success wherever he's been. Scott finds Carr, the lefty fires and hits in the corner.
I tell you what, and the beautiful thing about that shot by Cohen Carr is that he didn't hesitate. I mean, he's only shooting 28% from out of 3-point line, but he shot that thing just like he was a knockdown shooter, which I love.
More than just a highlight reel on the dunks, expanding his game. Woolley misses a 3, sets up Michigan State. And here's Cooper. Cooper coming off a big game in round 1 Thursday against North Dakota State. 20 points, 10 rebounds in his 30 minutes. Left open, Hadley, no good. Michigan State shot for a high percentage. Nearly 60%, about as efficient of a game as you can have. Dominated the boards. Carr Anderson Cooper.
Well, dominating because paint points had 44. So the combination of being able to shoot 50% from behind the arc against North Dakota State and then kind of dominating the paint provides you with enough space to win that basketball game.
Woolley this time finding Conwell, and Conwell hits a three. Indianapolis native, bounced around quite a bit, came from Xavier most recently, and their best player is Carr, able to put it in.
Yeah, but Pat Kelsey can't be happy with that. Yesterday at practice, they worked extensively on missed shots, getting back, but made shots, getting back, and not allowing Michigan State to get that deep penetration and scoring.
An offensive foul. Conwell commits the foul. Michigan State ball, second one on Conwell as Cohen Carr already getting loose here in the second round in Buffalo. We're tied at 7. Michigan State shot the lights out against NDSU on Thursday, nearly 60%. They run up against a Louisville team, Allie LaForce, that feels like they may have the most talent since the Pitino era in Louisville.
And because of that talent, after nearly a decade of waiting, Louisville finally won an NCAA tournament game. Their reward, a meeting with one of the biggest staples of this big stage, Michigan State. Now, Javon Hadley told me he was so excited when he heard that they were facing off against the Spartans, because when he was transferring from Colorado, Michigan State was actually one of his top contenders, but he ultimately chose Louisville because he wanted to bring something special and bring back a winning program to the community. Isaac McNeely said he never imagined a kid from West Virginia would get to play against the legendary Tom Izzo. Now, this is the time to show them what they are really made of.
Yeah, it's a great matchup to look over there at the Hall of Fame coach. Allie, let me throw it back at you. Michael Brown is a big story for Louisville. Pat Kelsey's trying to squash it a little bit. He's got a back injury. He is going to be one of the top picks in the NBA draft, but he is not available today. What's the latest on him?
Yeah, so this is an interesting story. I mean, he's squashing it rightfully so, because the team has played a significant amount of games without him. So they know what schemes to run. They know who has to play more minutes and who has to step up in what scenarios. But I can tell you that this team knew on Wednesday that he was not going to be playing Thursday or today. So there was no shock factor there.
Yeah, and like the other evening, Allie, what you miss is, yes, you missed the 18 points, the spectacular plays, the three-point shooting, but you have another ball handler that can initiate this Louisville offense that's void from being on the court.
Yeah, 14th game without him. Here's McNeely. Doesn't take much space for him to get one off. He misses the three. Rough shooting start for both. Nice no-look inside, and Cam Ward is there for the lay-in.
Well, great patience by Ward. But Fears once again sets the table, allow Ward to get deep post position, delivered it right with Ward to just put it back in under the basket.
Second assist for Fears. Roots misses a three. Through with the offensive rebound. Woolley, no good. Carr almost knocked it in his own basket. Keep in mind, Ryan Conwell picked up his second foul right before that first media timeout. So Louisville having to play without their best scorer available. Conwell averaging nearly 19 a game.
And what Conwell does is put a lot of pressure, speaking of which, on the defense. And Tang, I tell you what, he struggled somewhat at the beginning of the season trying to figure out his shot, but figure out his place within this offense. Once he began to get comfortable, he adds so much value to the spacing in which Michigan State wants to employ, and that time catch, shoot, corner, big time.
9-0 run for Michigan State. McNeely stops it on a dime. Stroke is pure. You can watch that guy shoot all day long, and mechanically flawless.
Yeah, you can't give him a lot of space.
Cooper surrounded. Louisville forces the turnover. Kobe Rogers going to the rack, missed it, and a foul. Now Michigan State on a 9-0 run before McNeely laces a logo three-pointer.
He needs a little bit of space. You talked about how do you slow him down. The best way to slow a shooter like him is that he doesn't have freedom of movement and not a lot of space when he catches the basketball to have a clear shot at the rim.
23 points in round one, including those 7 made threes. Hey, the best to ever play the game are back for the milestone event. Light your torch. for the biggest Survivor season ever. New CBS Wednesday at 8, 7 Central, streaming on Paramount+. One more free throw coming for Kobe Rogers, who Pat Kelsey just raved about. Coming up from the D2 level. Matter of fact, Kelsey was asked about Michael Brown, and his answer was all about Kobe Rogers and how valuable he was in that Thursday game.
You never know how it transfers over. You know, a young man has talent, but going from D2 to D1, especially in the conference of ACC, it's a different animal, but he's played extremely well.
Scott just dribbles it out of bounds. Turnover, Michigan State, the freshman with a giveaway. There's Mikel Brown. He is very active on that bench, usually supporting his teammates, usually standing. You like that about him, but he's an all-ACC third team, ACC all-rookie team. Gives him 18 points and 5 assists, and that's a big loss production-wise.
Well, he dropped 43 against North Carolina State, so I mean, letting it fly.
McNeely cut off. Everybody scattered, though, and McNeely got stuck with his left hand. He missed it. Louisville just 4 for 11 right now. Michigan State can be a menace defensively, and Kohler is now a menace from three-point range. He's added it to his game. Doubled up his three-point attempts from last year to this. McNeely, short. Run down by Fears.
They got numbers right now, Michigan State. Good defense to get back by the Cardinals.
Here's Kohler again. A little mid-range jumper is true.
Right, he's added so much to his game. We already saw the transition three, but the ability now to square up, take that little quick, 8-foot jump shot has added so much value and optionality to his game.
The value of development. A staple for Tom Izzo. The hit ahead too tall for Cam Ward. It's out of bounds. It'll be Louisville ball, and Ward is down on the other end. Michigan State leads it by 7.
Well, Kohler, you want to continue to add value to your game, develop a three-point shot. He's done that. Count this one. Sparty up 7.
Take a look at our tournament summary. How about the top seeds? They run the table 16-0, and Michigan just won their round 2 game. Big Ten is rolling along. Michigan advancing to the Sweet 16. A moment ago, Michigan State head coach Tom Izzo with Allie.
Well, Coach, what's the first thing you address when you get in that huddle?
Well, we gave up 2 offensive rebounds, and they scored on both of them to start with. We don't do that here, and that was a poor job on us. But then we settled in pretty good, and we think we can get our running game going both over the top and to our wings.
Thank you, Coach.
Thank you.
Well, defensive rebound is what they're known for, and also fast break. They've been able to get out Spartans and kind of secure some openings.
Ali Khalifa, first minutes off the bench, misses his first chance. It's always great to see Tom Izzo. There's just something special about Michigan State and the month of March. Only in the corner, no good. I love the calendar they have at East Lansing. You've seen that. It goes January, February, Izzo, April.
I mean, and it's true for a reason, and a really good opportunity for this Michigan State team to make a long, deep run, but it's going to be a tough ask here with this Louisville team, especially if they can find their range from behind 3 at the three-point line.
Tom Izzo coming off his 60th career NCAA tournament win, 28 straight NCAA tournaments. That is the most. He's one ahead of Bill Self. An incredible run, and we've had him quite a bit. Some of their trials and tribulations. Last year in Elite 18, lost to Auburn, and our colleague Bruce Pearl in his last year. Offensive rebound. Ford gives him another chance, and Kohler comes up with an air ball.
You talked about Tom Izzo in the second weekend. He is 25-9 in the second game. NCAA tournament weekend. So the numbers bear in his favor. Is not a guarantee.
Michigan State a 2 seed last year capture a 3 seed this year, finished second in the Big Ten, had a great run in the Big Ten at 15-5. If they win today and go to the Sweet 16, Jimmy, it'll be the 3rd Sweet 16 in the last 4 years for Sparty.
And that's, you know, I know Coach Izzo wants one more. He wants one shot at one more. You know,
he's got a squad to do it this year.
Yeah, you know, a complete squad. Didn't know how good this team was ultimately going to be at the beginning of the year, but things just came together. And a big reason is the development, which is tough to see happening a lot with 4-year players in college basketball now. A beautiful play that time with the slip with Khalifa going down the lane.
By the way, Carson Cooper for the season, 1 for 4 from 3-point range. 1 for 4. Just knocked in a 3-pointer with a plug in his nose.
Wojcik in the game, played some valuable minutes against North Dakota State, and Hall not able to knock in that little short shot inside the lane. Another chance for Louisville to cut in this lead. And
three-pointer is down for Conwell, back on the floor after those 2 early fouls. And that's going to be a Michigan State turnover. So Louisville starting to get a little run here, despite 3 for 14 from beyond the arc. Speaking of beyond the arc, the big man. You leave it for him, he takes it as we send it over to Allie.
Well, and Brian, he could have been a soccer player this whole time. He was all-state honorable mention soccer goalie. He wanted to be a Premier League goalie. He told us at practice, but he said once COVID hit, he had to transition to prep basketball, and he picked it up from there. So Michigan State can, I guess, thank the pandemic for him.
I'll tell you, a keeper at 6'11" with that wingspan, tough to get by. How about Zugris going right at that wingspan and scoring his 3rd basket. Fears drives in, knocked out of his hands. It'll be Michigan State ball. 7-0 Louisville run here, Jimmy.
I know the soccer field's a little different. Zugris put these big shoulders right into the middle of Carson's chest and created enough space to get it up and over him. And Cooper, Allie failed to mention, Cooper said, yeah, and I was all state too, by the way. Just not bury the lead on that one. Yeah.
As was Allie in multiple sports. Fears. Now Scott gets to the nail. Scott's shooter's touch, the freshman.
But that's that trail. As Fears goes to his right, now you have Scott trailing right behind him to be able to catch it in rhythm right in the middle of the lane. And that's what Conwell does. He puts so much pressure on the opposing team's guard, but then when he gets that big body inside, he can fill it up. And look at Jordan Scott right there. Nice little pull-up, mid-range.
One of 2 freshmen in the rotation. Jordan Scott, first 22 games, came off the bench for Tom Izzo. He's been a starter since February 4th. So this is his 12th consecutive game. Michigan State lost Divine Ugachukwu after just 22 games. He was their top transfer. He's here in a boot, but unavailable. Foot injury and surgery, out for the season. Rogers, turn around, no good. And Ward picks it off the rim. Michigan State will run when they can, and they've got one of the best point guards in the country in Jeremy Fears. Tang for 3. Catch and shoot, set up by Kohler.
The way he's shooting to the ball, you can't have a short closeout. You got to get all the way to Tang and force him to have to use his dribble and run him off the 3-point line. That time, no hesitation once the ball was right in his shooting pocket.
Popping off the shoe tops. Taking it in. Here's Pryor, missed it, hit the deck. Timeout on the floor. Michigan State leads at 27-19.
Well, the skip pass, catch, shoot. Tang able to deliver, put Spartans up by 8.
Quick moment ago, Pat Kelsey with Allie LaForce.
Well, Coach, are you more concerned with the offense or the defense, and what changes can you make immediately?
I think we're getting open looks, a lot of open looks. We're a really good shooting team. Those things are going to fall. I'm not worried about that. Transitions, everything with these guys. Transition and rebounding, you could tell the guys how fast they push it, but until you experience it in real time, you know, now we really have their attention.
Thank you, Coach.
I think.
Talking about his players' attention, that they have recognized the speed of Michigan State. Conwell is limping his way back down the floor as that ball was headed his way.
Yeah.
He couldn't make a break for that.
No, I don't know what it was, too, because out of the timeout, he came out and seemed okay. But, you know, with their transition, what they worked on yesterday, Louisville in practice, was when the shot went up, depending on what side of the court, the opposite corner had to sprint back to the middle of the court to try to stop the initial fast break. We haven't seen that yet. I'll keep my eye on it and see if I can identify it, see if it does have an impact on how much Michigan State is able to run.
Second chance opportunity for Sparty. Can't connect. Kohler. Coach Kelsey's right there. Louisville is a team that shoots it well. High octane offense. Good three-point shooting team. Zugris is 3 for 3. The rest of the team is 4 for 19. And let's see if we can find where Conwell was injured here. Keep an eye on the pink shoes.
As he turns the corner right there, maybe, yeah, because he's coming up on that left foot. And he may have stubbed his toe, too, because it didn't look like it turned over. As he made contact, I think, with Tang, maybe that was it.
A couple of fouls early for Brian Conwell.
Well, Conwell, too, for Louisville this afternoon, his shot selection and decision making, when to go, when to pull back, is imperative to the success of their offense.
Behind the back, Khalifa, a great passer, has missed twice, and now Conwell misses. So now Louisville 3 for 15 from three-point range. Conwell's hit 2 of the 3. Kohler, no good. Conwell the rebound. Back they come.
And that time Louisville able to dodge a bullet. You're not locating where Jackson Kohler is at in transition. Speaking of Khalifa, another outstanding passing center on display here in Buffalo.
They're playing with Zugris. Zugris, his first miss, in and out. That was halfway down. Up ahead, Carr. Here's Spears now. Gets to the paint, take it himself. Tough shot. Got no help around him. Conwell all the way. The finger roll is good.
And that's an excellent decision. No one stopped ball. Conwell able to get all his momentum downhill. Much needed basket to cut this lead down to 6.
Conwell, one of the top players in the portal this offseason, and now a steal by Kobe Rogers. Gets it right to Conwell. Conwell is fouled, puts it up, and it'll be a couple of free throws for Ryan Conwell.
Now you give Michigan State a little bit, a dose of their own medicine, which is running in transition, and no one for the Spartans committed to stopping the ball. As a result, you give up a transition basket. And one of the things with Michigan State, too, we've seen this over the years, Brian, which impacts winning and losing in the big month. You say this for any team, but the loose turnovers.
Yep.
Michigan State falls prey to that. And when that happens, it kind of snowballs. They have to reel that in. They have 6 right now. Why was Cohen Carr playing on the outside of that out-of-bounds play?
Louisville couldn't capitalize, didn't give him a continuation either, so had to take it out of bounds. And now Carr is fouled on his way in.
Watch this. This is old school. Look where Cohen Carr is playing. I mean, you just gave that up. And Conwell just missed that shot.
Off the backside of Kohler, and then missed it.
I don't understand the defensive philosophy or mindset of why Carr did that. They dodged another bullet. Missed layup and missed shot.
We call that the Kenny Smith play, by the way. We've already seen it twice in this NCAA tournament. Hope Kenny's feeling better. Get well soon, Jet. Turnover on a live ball, and Woolley goes all the way to lay it in. To your point, Jimmy.
Turnover. Live ball turnover. That time because it was a scramble. The defense in transition by Michigan State was compromised. Nice little layup for the Cardinals.
Got a whistle. Kohler has been very active in this first half. Foul is on Frew.
You remember the show Bowling for Dollars?
Oh, yeah.
Watch this. Just a little bit. Get it down there.
That was the perfect pass. The necessary pass, too. He had to put it on the ground.
He did. If you kind of put some air underneath it, you might lead Woolley too far, and he may not be able to complete that play. But excellent decision and delivery by Conwell.
Ford missed it out of the corner. McNeely pushes ahead. Woolley's got Rogers running with him. He sets up in the corner. Three-pointer short. Louisville can't buy one right now from beyond the arc.
And yet they're still only down by 4. So it's a lot of credence in what Pat Kelsey said. Look, we're getting good shots. We got to make them. They're right here in this game.
Under 4 minutes to go in the first half. Michigan State the 3 seed, Louisville the 6 seed. We're in the East region. And that's a foul. Count that. A 3-ball is in for Fort and a chance at a 4-point play. Timeout on the floor. Fort at the line when we come back.
The separation in this game is the ability for Michigan State to do this. Knock in 3-point shots and one. Got a chance for a 4-point play when we get back.
Oh, yeah. Who's ready for the snow to melt?
Me.
We need some spring here. Good indoor weather to be catching some NCAA tournament basketball. Game summary. Michigan State leads 30-23 despite Louisville's very poor shooting start to this. They're 9 of 24 from the field, 3 of 16 from three-point range. Jeremy Fears has racked up 5 assists already after 11 on Thursday. Trey Fort a chance to finish off a 4-point trip down the floor for Michigan State.
And Trey Fort came in 1 for 3 from behind the 3-point line. He had 7 points, able to complete that 4-point play. And the difference now, Michigan State is +3 from behind the 3-point line, despite Louisville having 4 more shot attempts overall. There it is, finally.
Needed that one, Woolley. It's his first 3-pointer. Louisville is a high-volume 3-point shooting team. Cardinals were top 25 in college basketball in offensive rating, top 75 in defensive rating this year, top 20 in the country in points per game. They've got great talent, great shooters. Up top as Fears sets up Cohen Carr for his first highlight of the day. Carr is electric. He gives you a couple of big dunks every game.
And it changes the atmosphere, the momentum as well for this Michigan State team when he's able to do that.
Woolley gets inside, patient, able to score it.
Both times it's been Woolley kind of responding back to a Michigan State basket or two.
Woolley got himself into foul trouble Thursday. His minutes have been up in the absence of Michael Brown. Here's Fears already with 6 assists. He'll take it himself and he'll bury a triple.
I tell you what, Brian, if he makes that shot on a consistent basis, how it opens up the pick and roll game, 2-man game much more for Michigan State when he's that kind of a threat.
Shot 32% from beyond the arc this year. It's a flat shot. Feels like there's some work he could do, but it's in him. Conwell gets it deep. He had Woolley, 2-man game. Woolley gets to that left hand. That's where he wants to go, and he puts it in. Woolley bully his way inside.
He found something that works, and that time there's another pass that has gone too far by Michigan State. But you see the emphasis on what they want to do, which is get up the court quick. And speaking about getting up quick, no one probably in the country does it as well as Cohen Carr. And Fears right here, you add that to your arsenal. It's going to be tough to contain that young man.
Jeremy Fears led the Big Ten in points created. Whether he's passing his assist numbers, setting up scores, or whether he's scoring himself. He led the nation in assists this year. 9.2 assists per game. Jeremy Fears, all-time Michigan State single-season assist leader. Woolley scored the last 9. Hadley, late clock here. McNeely kicks it. Good spacing, good ball movement. Shots off in time. Conwell looks hurt every time he comes off that left foot. He's limping.
I tell you what, it was really good defensive rotation on the back line by Michigan State. Conwell with a beautiful pump fake. Again, not able to knock it in. 4 for 18 right now from behind the line for the Cardinals.
Under a minute to go. Michigan State leads it by 6. A trip to the Sweet 16 in the East region in D.C. is on the line. Fears finds Kohler, steps back. Late clock, got to put it up for it, and didn't get it off in time. Shot clock violation and a Michigan State turnover, and that reaction by the Hall of Fame coach tells the story. The only thing that tastes better than making it to March Madness, making it to the next round. So enjoy an ice cold Coca-Cola and keep cheering for your team. Well done, Jimmy.
No problem. I'm just trying to help the broadcast, but man, that's it.
Elevated the entertainment package. Pat Kelsey getting a timeout there, Jimmy, to draw one up here.
I was going to say something. Taylor Sheridan killing it right now.
Yeah, yes.
He's killing it.
Everything he touches is gold.
Everything.
Just like you.
But listen, Pat Kelsey, you can go down 6 at a halftime, or you score here. Despite shooting terribly from behind the three-point line, that's a win for Louisville going into halftime.
Conwell drives it, spins. Conwell, no, and a foul.
He puts
aggressive to the basket.
Brian, he puts so much pressure on the defense, and on TV you really can't tell, but he was about 6'3", built like a running back, can finish at the rim.
Lefty.
And a lefty
Always
too.
throws you off.
It throws you off because you're accustomed to guarding and contesting a right-handed player and pushing a right-handed player left.
Coming up, AT&T at the half, scores and highlights. The latest NCAA tournament news, that's all coming up. AT&T at the half. Nate Burleson doing a great job. Welcome him to our March Madness team. Shout out to Ernie Johnson. He'll return for the Final Four. Heard from Ernie yesterday. What a squad, what a bench. As Conwell misses the free throw, 1 out of 2. So shot clock is off. Michigan State getting instructions from their Hall of Fame coach, and now Izzo wants to talk it over. 5-point Sparty lead. Chance at the last shot if they want it. These two big-name power conference players have had some big-time matchups recently here. You go back through the history of Louisville and Michigan State, that Elite Eight matchup back in '59, a couple of Sweet 16 matchups as well. Michigan State has remained relevant. Pat Kelsey has brought Louisville back. Their first NCAA tournament win as a program since 2017, and Kelsey his first.
Like a little zone defense out of timeout.
Clock ticks down to 3. Fears finds Tang, open for 3. No good. Louisville gets away with 1. So after all of that, 4 of 18 from three-point range for the Cardinals. Izzo Spartans up just 5.
And dodged the bullet right there by Louisville, but you go back to it. The number of shots that were open, did you get them in the offensive flow? Yes. That means you have confidence that those shots will go down in the second half if you're Louisville. For Michigan State, got to clean up those turnovers.
Turnover story, a big one. They can get turnover happy. And that's what hurt them in the first half as we send it over to Allie.
Well, Cohen, we'll start with your defense. How were you guys able to hold them to just 36% shooting in that first half?
Just making it tough for them. You know, they got a lot of great players out there that can make shots, so we're just trying to follow them and be as close to them as we can. That's it.
I know Coach won't be happy about the 9 turnovers. How do you address that with your team, keep them calm, cool, and collected? Yeah,
just relaxing. You know, I feel like we're trying to hurry, we're trying to rush. You know, you can be in a hurry, but don't rush. You know, don't make passes that you won't make. So we just got to stay within ourselves and not try to do too much.
Thanks for your time.
Thank you.
College basketball's human highlight reel right there. Cohen Carr hit a big corner 3, had a big dunk. And we are 20 minutes away from someone securing their ticket to the Sweet 16. Michigan State and Louisville will send you to AT&T at the half. After these messages, you're watching the NCAA Men's Basketball Championship. Buffalo has been a great host as always. The NCAA tournament opening weekend, round 2. First half stats, Brian Anderson with Jim Jackson. A rugged first half. Louisville didn't shoot it well. Michigan State with the 9 turnovers.
Yeah, I believe Louisville will rectify a little bit and make some shots from behind the perimeter for Michigan State. Just too many unforced turnovers to walk out of here. You can't keep giving Louisville opportunities to get back in this game.
All right, let's hear from the locker room. Ryan Conwell a moment ago with Allie LaForce.
Well, thanks for joining us. I know you're playing with the obvious limp out there. How are you physically, and also what was the messaging as a team to fire you guys back up to get in this?
Man, I'm good. I'm blessed. You know what I'm saying? I'm going to give everything I got no matter how I feel. You know, we just got to buckle in, stay together, you know, make sure we get back in transition. You know, obviously they're really good in transition, you know, and just trust our shots. I mean, we got some good shots in the first half. They didn't fall, but they're going to fall this half for sure.
Good luck second half. Thanks so much.
Thanks to Ryan Conwell. Thank you, Allie. Conwell, top scorer for Louisville. The offense is built around him. How about that? Conwell on the floor, 26 points. Off it, just 5. Matter of fact, Louisville's bench gave them exactly 1 made field goal in that first half. It's Michigan State. First possession of the second half. Fears. And now Scott drives it. Scott, nice finish by the freshman.
And really good execution there coming out of the half. They wanted to get Jackson Kohler on the post. You went to your third option, which is Fears coming off, and then Jordan Scott able to complete the play.
Woolley looks inside. Zugras slips to the basket.
Just how we started the game, right? Zugras inside, this time with an emphatic dunk. So both teams really executing well right out the gate.
Zugras a chance at double figures here. He made his first 3 shots of the game. He's got 8 points now. Looking up top for Cohen Carr.
I said this the other day. Putting trampolines on the court is not legal, okay? For people to jump off of.
It's incredible the bounce he has.
Oh, it's sick, man.
Fears has 7 assists now. He had 11 on Thursday. Top assist man in college basketball, and he's found a hit with Carr. Turnover. Fears to Kohler. Cooper. And it's Woolley who secures.
Kohler's had a couple of those lined up. Not able to knock him in too deep.
Cooper got a block.
Cohen.
And now Carr again! Another highlight! Louisville wants a timeout as Cohen Carr gets them to their feet here in Buffalo. Electric factory, well, this guy.
Pat Kelsey talked about this, okay? One, eyes on the prize, Cohen Carr. Oh my goodness, this head above the rim. And then this one, the Nets don't even stand a chance on this one.
Oh, the tongue was out. The tongue was out, MJ.
Well, welcome back, and we're going to freeze it right here. Watch Cohen Carr at the top left of your screen. We always refer to some basketball games as a track meet. Well, here's one. Out the blocks, Cohen Carr out sprints everyone. And look at the tongue, the rim, the Nets gets the blunt of that power coming through. And what's interesting, yesterday at practice, Pat Kelsey, the head coach at Louisville, stressed to his team about Cohen Carr and his ability to just shoot out the gate. I mean, he tried to emulate it, but you can't in practice because they don't have anyone on the squad that does what Cohen Carr can do. And that was a prime example of Kelsey warning his team that if you don't get back, it's going to be bad business on the other end.
That was a great look. AT&T connected cam from up above. Carr was multi-sport athlete, including a track star. And it's hard to replicate a track star's speed unless you feel it. As Conwell gets inside, tough layup. Conwell into double figures now with 11. Fears pushes it right back, and Cooper just put his head down. That was a perfect lead for him. Fears commits the foul. I think Cooper thought Fears was going to lay it up.
Yeah, he was going for the offensive rebound. Now, I tell you something about these turnovers with Michigan State. They're fortunate. Outside of that one right there, like 4 or 5 of their turnovers have been dead ball turnovers, meaning that Louisville hadn't had a chance to run and score off of it. So only 9 points off of 10 turnovers. And Michigan State walking between raindrops right now with that.
That's a good point. 42-35, Michigan State in front. We're in the East region here in Buffalo. Winner goes to D.C. Friday. McNeely, that catch and shoot, no good. Frew clocks Cooper.
Ooh.
And he'll draw the foul. Cooper took a shot to the back of the head.
Yeah, I felt that one over here.
Officials might want to take a look at this. Anytime there's contact above the shoulders, watch this elbow right here.
Oh, that came from
yeah,
Cohen Carr.
You're right. You know what? You're right.
That came from Carr right there. And that actually, it was Cohen's body, his hip, that hit Cooper in the head. And I think the officials will be able to see this right away, that it was nothing Frew did. It was Carr.
Frew was called for the foul.
Yeah, he got the foul.
But the friendly fire on his teammate coming through.
The previous play is under review for a possible flagrant foul.
Michael Irving in his 16th NCAA tournament. Been to 3 Elite Eights. And they're going to see quickly on this replay that it was his own teammate coming in.
Yeah.
Doing damage to the rims and his center. This will be a quick official review here.
After review, the call on the floor of a common foul stands. There is no flagrant foul on the play.
As expected. Hey, don't forget, you can watch whip-around coverage of all men's games with Fast Break, presented by AT&T and the March Madness Live app. So we'll resume play here. Michigan State with the ball. Jeremy Fears continuing to stack up the assist numbers. 8 helpers today. He scored 5 points. He did make a 3. He has 19 assists in 2 games thus far in the NCAA tournament. He's created 24 points in this game. So while he scored just 5, Michigan State's produced 19 points off his 8 assists thus far. Ward throws it away. And Fears will run it down.
I mean, just unforced turnovers. And what you end up doing is you're sacrificing FGA's field goal. So, again, Louisville with 5 more field goal attempts. And actually, Michigan State has 5 more turnovers. So they equate and they equal out to each other, 11 turnovers to 6.
Well, Spartan fans know this, watching this team all year. They can protect the ball as Frew with the follow right there for Louisville. It is a team that only averages 11.5 turnovers a game. That's a solid number. But there are these games, these pockets, where they just get the turnover bug, and this has been one of them thus far.
It just snowballs. Again, fortunate, dead ball. Louisville not able to capitalize off of it.
Scott Ward, the 2 freshmen on the floor together. Carr set up for 3. No, and Ward is going to be called for the foul.
Yes.
Holding off Rogers.
No, that might have been Conwell down below, and that, I think Ward had the position, but it was at the end. Watch as he goes up. No, that is Rogers. You're right. I don't know about that. I think the play should have just played on. No foul on either side of it.
Rogers made sure he sold that.
Yeah, he did. He did the right thing.
Ducked ahead and got the benefit of the call. I'm with you, though. It was a good box out. Should have been a no call. 42-37. Louisville with the ball. They are down 5. They are hanging in here despite a rough shooting game, especially from beyond the arc.
Well, and that's
Scott
why
with a foul.
And that's why they're dangerous, BA, because despite the bad shooting, once again, you're 2 possessions away from having a lead, using the 3-point line, okay? And that's the scary part, because you just need a quick spurt, in particular because Michigan State hasn't valued the rock as much this afternoon. So that gives you a chance to really claim hold to this game. But you got to be able to make some shots, and maybe it's going to the interior and working your way out.
Scott just picked up his 3rd foul. Last touch by Frew. And Louisville comes up empty. It's been a rugged game, and you got to credit Michigan State's defense too. They force a lot of teams into this kind of look. You never feel like you're loose. But I thought Pat Kelsey, when he talked to Allie, said, you know, we're getting good shots. We feel like we're in our rhythm. We're just not making them right now. Shooting 39% from the field, 21% from three-point range. Carr ducks his shoulder, he travels.
Nice defense that time by Rogers to cut Carr off. But I think what happens too, and we'll get to it on the other side, that's called a really good tease for our fans to come back and see what I have to say.
Pro, Jimmy. I can't wait. Snow's going to melt by then. All right, thanks, Nate. What a region. I mean, big-time teams. Duke, TCU, St. John's, Kansas, coming up on CBS.
And Brian, what I was finishing to say was, I think because Michigan State makes you work so hard for a lot of shots, when you finally get some free space, you're kind of worn out a little bit from all the physical contact that you're not accustomed to, whether it's fighting through screens, bodies are on you. When you finally get free, you kind of take a little breath and end up leaving shots short.
It's a full-on attack. Here's Tang, three-point shooter, no. Offensive rebound, Cooper. Fears looks inside to Carr, one dribble, Carr lays it in.
How quick did he get to the basket once he received the pass? And how about another assist for Fears? That's 9 now.
McNeely, catch.
He does an excellent job of reading his opponent on whether they're going to trail him or go under the screen. And when they do that, he can stop on a dime, square up his feet and shoulders, and once he catches it in the shooting pocket, it's up.
Just his second made three. Michigan State's done a good job corralling McNeely. He hit 7 on Thursday against South Florida. Now Tang drives it, runs into Frew, and Frew commits the foul. And Allie LaForce, looks like Adrian Woolley is back in the game now.
Yes, and something that's been documented is throughout the course of the season, he's dealt with some pretty severe cramping. So during that last time out, the staff was using the Theragun on both of his quads during the whole timeout. You'll see him doing air squatting. They have pickle juice shots that he takes during timeouts. He'll occasionally get an IV during the game. That wasn't the case just now, but he has to stay loose, and it's something that affects him to a pretty extensive level. So if you see him sub out again in moments here and there, that's most likely why.
Good stuff, Allie. Great reporting, and they're going to need him. Woolley is a big part of this Louisville team. Woolley averaging 8.5 a game, 4 rebounds. His minutes are up. You're without Mikel Brown. Tang. 1 out of 2 at the line.
It's crazy about that cramping. You know, Darren Peterson with the cramping, hydration issues at Kansas, trying to figure out that aspect of it. And Woolley also, same kind of issue.
McNeely trying to turn the corner, cannot. Has a tough time dribbling himself open. Late clock here, down to 4 it goes. Hadley and Carr got a piece of that. Fears, head up, probing. And now a reset. Fears. Cross court, skips it. Three-pointer is good. Trey Ford knocks one down, and assist number 10 for Jeremy Fears. Conwell, three-pointer rains in. Conwell's third made threes, 3 of 5. He's one of the few shooting well for Louisville right now. 14 points for Conwell.
Louisville 50% right now. 2 for 4 from behind 3. You knew they would kind of find their range.
Here's Fears. He'll take it himself. Little pull-up is good.
Threat. You got to look for that more if I'm Fears. You can get to that elbow anytime you want to, especially when they go underneath the screen to charge.
Conwell out of control. Yeah, called a block.
Yep, good for him.
Ford hits the deck. He'll be called for the foul. 7-point Michigan State lead. Louisville ball here. 7 minutes into this second half. It's been a grinder of a game. Look at that. First Big Ten player with 10+ assists in each of his first 2 games of an NCAA tournament. Magic Johnson, 4 straight in 1979. I mean, that is the gold standard since assists became official in Magic's era, was unofficial. It's an incredible run for Fears, who talk about the passing in the Big Ten this year. Something special, huh? Bleacher Report is your one-stop destination for March Madness. Get every moment all tournament long with personalized updates and highlights from your favorite teams. Download the BR app now. Braden Smith of Purdue set the all-time NCAA record. He did that yesterday in St. Louis.
Congratulations on a year of breaking some records and setting some records there for Braden Smith.
Just when you worry a little hero ball is entering in, you get 2 of the great passers in college basketball in the same conference at Michigan State and Fears and Purdue in Braden Smith. Tang sets up Fears this time, a 3-pointer, no good.
Need for a really good block out on Cam Ward.
Conwell, that foot's bothered him. He turns it over, and that's going to be Louisville ball. Zugris staying in the play, able to secure a possession here. Saw Conwell injure his left foot in the first half. You can tell he's not quite as bouncy.
Well, if you're Michigan State, you want to put him in a lot of actions then. You want to go at that and use that to your advantage and not have him rest on the defensive end so he can muster up some energy down on this end of the floor.
Just as Ali predicted, Willie's back on the bench, on the bike, trying to stay loose. Khalifa wide open for 3. Oh yeah, needed that one.
In more ways than one, but again, the confidence to shoot the shot. In the first half, those were the quality shots that the Cardinals were getting. Just not able to knock them in. Not the case right now. 3 for 5 from behind the arc here in the second half.
Yeah, threes are starting to fall right now. Fears looking for contact. Tried to sell it, could not. Big opportunity for the Cardinals here.
Yeah, get no call by the officials too.
Conwell splits it. Khalifa gives it right back. Khalifa's a great passer. Just hit a big 3 for him. He's left open again, and no good that time. And Fears secures. Ford steps into a 3-pointer. He's got another one. Ford has given Michigan State a jolt off the bench. He's got 10 now on his 3rd made 3.
Well, how big has the bench been for Michigan State? 19-9 right now in favor of the Spartans.
Ball's popping too. Michigan State really sharing it right now in this stretch. Got 5 assists in their last 6 made baskets. This time Fears dribbles into one. No. Zugris keeps it alive. Rogers with the rebound.
A forced shot that time by Fears. Didn't have a clean look. Oh, now he made up for it on the defensive end.
He's got a steal. He's got 11 assists. Sets up Kohler. That's his spot. Kohler can't hit. And a tumble to the ground. The foul's going to be on Rogers.
Wow.
As Ward got plowed over. Timeout. 10:17 remaining in regulation. This one a long way from being decided. Who's going to make their shots? Michigan State leads it by 6. Jim Jackson, Jeremy Fears led the Big Ten in points created this year, and he's at it again.
He has 34 this afternoon, but it's 11 assists. And you don't get these assists if you don't have teammates that can finish. And Michigan State has a few that can knock down jump shots, finish high above the rim. Think about this, led the nation 9.2 assists per game. And Jeremy Fears has been through a lot. He's some self-inflicted, some other circumstances. And I think he's grown so much. The beauty about Tom Izzo and his coaching staff is that they allowed Jeremy to be Jeremy, worked with him, his family, worked through some of the challenges, stuck with him, and never tried to change who he was, but opened up his eyes a little bit more into decision making and how that could improve and help him in this team, and has done so.
He'll get a brief respite here with Wojcik on the floor.
And Wojcik had some really good minutes in their last game.
Cooper, nice move, can't finish it though. And that's going to be Michigan State ball. I beg your pardon, Louisville ball. So 53-47. We got 9:57 remaining in regulation. Louisville coming out of the ACC. Team that went 11-7, finished a little below what they had hoped for this year after they made the tournament a season ago, but they got that all-important March Madness win. And now a 6 seed trying to take down a 3 seed in Michigan State. McNeely turnaround, no good. Frew keeps it alive, saves it, and a second chance here for the Cardinals. Now Fort takes it away.
I see many white jerseys just swarm to the ball to be able to secure that. And as you go down these last 9 minutes, each possession is so critical.
This is Wojcik's window to take him to the under 8 timeout. Scott, long 2, left open, and a whistle as Wojcik, who's already playing with a bad right shoulder. A foul on Louisville here.
And Fears coming back in. It's, you know, you try to get your best player, ball handler, heavy usage guys, some spurts, utilizing the timeouts to get some off the court minutes.
Watch this screen right here. McNeely gets dropped by Carr. Wojcik injured his shoulder on that play, and Fears recognized it right away.
Yeah, but it's also the shoulder he had taped up, I believe.
Reset for Michigan State. So that was a quicker sit on the bench for Fears than Tom Izzo had hoped. Fears goes right to work and puts in the layup off the glass.
But it worked because you got the TV timeout plus a few seconds, maybe a minute of play. And for a young man like that loves to be on the court, that was plenty of time for him to kind of regather himself.
Crew gets tied up. That's going to be a held ball. Possession belongs to Louisville.
Now you get back in a game full of energy. That time even off balance. You got it. This is a scouting report jump ball, knowing what the play is, and you had 3 white jerseys right there in the lane.
That was a quick whistle. Scott thought he had it clean.
Yeah, I know.
So Louisville ball here, 15 to shoot. Keep possession right now. They're in the danger zone. Michigan State's up 8. Here goes Conwell. Scott cuts him off. Scott, to be a kick ball, reset the shot clock to 20. Scott really moves his feet well. He's 6'8". Talented freshman, started the year coming off the bench, been in the starting lineup the last 12.
It's not an easy ask to stay in front of Conwell either, you know what I mean? And Scott is utilizing his length.
Scott just cut him off in that pass.
Well, he's playing angles on it. He's playing angles.
Now Conwell gets it, crossover, and it was a help by Fears into the corner. Woolley hits a big 3 for the Cardinals.
And that juggle of the help froze the Michigan State defense. Conwell smartly got it to Woolley right there in the corner. He was basically at shooting practice on that one.
Fears back in the controls here. Michigan State 8 made field goals this half. Fears has scored on 2, assisted on 5, and that's a hard foul by Hadley.
Well, 2 things can be right at the same time, which is you can play really good defense, but yet and still the offense wins out. 3 ball, corner pocket.
Oh, the original. You know why they call them buffalo wings? The Anchor Bar. That's where it all started, and nothing goes better with some wings and an ice cold Coca-Cola. Keep cheering for your team. Only thing that tastes better than making it to March Madness is making it to the next round. Legendary spot, the Anchor Bar. What would we do without buffalo wings? All thanks to those folks.
You know, so back in college, we had a BW3s. That's what it was called.
Yep.
And I believe it was Tuesday nights. Tuesday it was 18-cent wing. You talking about a college fan going to work?
Yeah, it's just
what?
Like a graveyard in there.
Oh, come on, man. Bones everywhere. Just follow the bones, you know, where we were at.
Michigan State with possession here. Under 8 minutes to go. Fears, steady leader. Look away. Here's Carr now. Turn around. Got it. And he's fouled. Late clock and one. Cohen Carr stepping up big here in round 2. He's got 15.
Well, 2 things. One, because Fears didn't panic despite the shot clock going down. Second, Cohen Carr playing off 2 feet. That allowed him to get into that reverse pivot and get the shot. See, a lot of times players don't understand the value of playing off 2 feet. One, if you're not as athletic, it kind of balances that out. But 2, you can maneuver a lot better, reestablish a pivot foot, and then be able to create the shot you ultimately want.
Carr had 17 against North Dakota State Thursday. He's got 16 here today. And a number of highlight dunks. He's knocked down a 3-pointer as well.
And he's guarding Louisville's best player, too, right now.
Conwell.
Look at that.
And a block. And Carr.
Come on.
Owning the moment right now. Gets the block. Snatches the possession. Here's Kohler inside. He's whacked by Zugris. Michigan State applying some serious heat right now.
I mean, Zugris was intent right there. Kohler was not going to get that shot up. But watch Cohen Carr. The beauty about this, yeah, he got the block, but the excitement afterwards that he got the stop. One, that shows you how much he respects Conwell and his offensive game to really step up in a big moment and get a shot. Block. You know what I mean? Shot. That's the thing about it, man, is you got to take pride in defense.
And the speed in which he jumps, such a quick jumper, as the officials.
The previous foul is under review for a possible flagrant foul.
Was a hard foul underneath. Michael Irving delivering that news. So Zugris here on the wind up.
That's it. See, the whole thing is the wind up right there. If he comes across and his arm is not in that wind up position, I don't believe this call will be upgraded to a flagrant 1. But because of that wind up right there, that makes it not a play on the ball.
It's a game-changing moment right here. If it is a flagrant 1, it's shots and the ball for Michigan State. Gene Steratore, what say you?
Yeah, I think JJ's nailing it. It is the windup, and when you start seeing windup like that, if he is contacting that arm prior to getting on the ball, following through excessive severely, now you are looking at that. You can see a big windup. The hand is really close to the ball, though. He misses it, and then after that, it's that follow-through. Do you see after the follow-through, it's like he's clamping down then as well? And I think that's the piece that they're going to discuss. If they go flagrant, I think it falls right in that category, because after that hard hit, he is kind of restricting him now by following through and finishing it off.
It's a big decision here. Thank you, Gene. In our New York studios, Michael Irving, Tommy Morrissey, Owen Short, all gathering here.
When they talk like that for a while and gather, is what it is.
After review, the foul has been upgraded to a flagrant 1 personal foul. Michigan State will shoot 2 free throws and have possession of the ball on the baseline with 23 seconds on the shot clock.
Well, Gene, Jimmy, you guys are all over it. And indeed, it is an F1. And shots in the ball here for Michigan State, already up 8.
Yeah, and the official came over and made a mistake as far as where the ball, it was on short. He said Louisville's possession, but it should be Michigan State's possession after the free throws.
So Kohler
you said it was big. You said it was big, Brian.
Jackson Kohler, 86% free throw shooter during the season. Flagrant 1 by Gelis Zugris with 7:12 remaining in regulation here. 2 for 2 for Kohler. and Michigan State ball. Got a chance at a 4 or 5 point trip down the floor for Tom Izzo's team. Michigan State has matched their largest lead. And the dynamic Jeremy Fears at the controls here. 7 minutes to go in regulation. Fears drops it to Carr. Carr, a flurry of moves. No. Follow, no. And it's Carr who comes away with it and saves the possession. Throws it off a Louisville player. Michigan State another chance on this end of the floor.
Well, the 50-50 balls, Michigan State just a little bit quicker, more aggressive. How about another heads-up play by Cohen Carter? Save and extend this possession.
A lot of time on defense for Louisville down here. Reset it, ball control for Michigan State. Fears around the Kohler screen. Kohler pops, three-pointer, good! Fears to Kohler, and a 5-point trip down the floor. Largest lead of the day for the Spartans.
And bookmark and timestamp that possession. If Michigan State walks out of here with the dub as a key moment here in the second half.
Louisville cannot get the ball to Conwell when they want. Inside Zugris and a foul. The pick and pop. Kohler's ability to shoot the three now has changed Michigan State's offense, Jimmy.
And it has. Now, before he made this, he was struggling, okay? 1 for 5, but he knocked it in and he didn't hesitate. That's the beauty of it. You got it, shoot it. You're open, you practiced it, your teammates trust you, he gave it to you for a reason. Kohler able to pay it off.
13th assist for Jeremy Fears. That's a Michigan State NCAA tournament record. Frew lost the handle inside. Costly turnover for Louisville. For many years, Denzel Valentine had the assist record in an NCAA tournament game. I did that game. That was a 15-2 upset when Middle Tennessee beat Michigan State despite Valentine's 12 assists. Fears trying to make sure this assist record ends up in a victory for Sparty. Fears finds Scott. Scott double dribble. He travels. Record-setting day. 11 assists on Thursday. He backs it up with 13 with 5.5 minutes to play here. His brother Jeremiah in the NBA, played at OU, 7th overall pick. What a family, what a talent. Louisville needs every possession they can get right now. Long three, oh, rains it in. Rattles one home, Ryan Conwell, clutch.
He was patient off the screens to get over the top, and that time Cohen Carr got clipped a little bit. Conwell had too much time, too much opportunity.
Fears drives, blocked by Frew. Sometimes star players know they got to take over. This was a long-range three-pointer from Conwell, his 4th of the day. And then Frew backs it up with a play on the defensive end. Under 5 to go. Shot clock down to 3. Carr. Oh, yeah.
Why not?
Cohen Carr rains in another triple.
Why not? You worked hard. You hit one earlier.
Talk about players Tom Izzo has developed. Carr's one of those guys, too. Second chance here for Louisville. Three-pointer, Woolley, yes, another one rattles in. They're a volume three-point shooting team. That is their way back. Three-pointers are flying right now. Cohen Carr, what a day. He's got 19 with his second made three and a whole reel full of dunk highlights. Game summary. Here we are. 4:23 remaining in the second round matchup between Michigan State, the 3 seed in the East, and Louisville out of the ACC, the 6 seed. And Cohen Carr is having his moment at the big dance, Jim.
But he's doing it in a variety of ways, and we love these plays right here. Above the rim, playing off 2 feet, patience, throwing off the touch, the shrimp, and one. Oh, don't forget about the D. Give me that. And then, not what he's known for, knocking down a couple 3-pointers.
Cohen Carr puts it in. Carr, the top returning scorer from last year's Elite 8 team, as McNeely fouls Fears.
You know what I love about Fears? And his last name says it all. No fear, because he made sure the ball was in his hands after it got inbounded. I mean, he chased it down.
Right.
He's not running away from
wants
it. He wants it. Okay, and as your leader, into the game scenario, let me control things, understand time and score, the shot clock. Didn't make it, but I'm still putting the ball in his hands.
Here's Hadley now driving into traffic, and the 2 big centers stand tall. That's on the baseline through Michigan State ball. Fears right in the middle of it.
Well, he gave up his body. Now that Frew would have had that in probably a layup. But watch at the end of this play. Here's your leader. You can talk about leading and doing all the little things you want, but your actions got to back it up.
Yeah, he was out of bounds.
Yeah, it may be.
I don't know if he made contact with the ball. This is going to be challenged here.
He's out.
He's got the ball. Yeah, he's out of bounds. That's going to be Louisville ball. This one's going to get overturned.
Yep.
They'll take a look at it. Should be an easy call to overturn here. Louisville challenges. You hate to burn a timeout, but the possession is massive right now. So there's the game reset. Louisville would be down to 1. They would, if it is successful, which I think it will be, they'll keep the challenge.
Good call by you. You caught it on the replay. That Fears his elbow was out of bounds.
Hands on the ball, other hands out of bounds.
Yep. Another opportunity here for Louisville to get a 2 or 3 here.
4:06 officially on the clock now. Might add some time to it. They're looking at all of this. Here's Michael Irving.
After review, it has been determined that the ball was last touched by Michigan State before going out of bounds. This is a successful challenge by Louisville. Louisville would not be charged a timeout, and they will have 1 challenge remaining for the game. Louisville will inbound the ball on the baseline with 22 seconds on the shot clock, 4 minutes and 8 seconds on the game clock.
Well explained by Michael Irving. Everything you needed to hear.
And
that's a successful challenge.
And Brian, that's why you have to be judicious when you utilize that challenge and make it count. And that time, that's a big call. And now you got a foul on Fears.
Now Rogers fell down but was tripped. And Fears called for the foul.
There's more of a hold here by Fears, right? He has Rogers' arm right there. Excellent call by the official. Michigan State doing a really good job of not placing Louisville in the penalty.
This is where Michigan State relies on their defense.
Yep.
And that is going the other way. Offensive foul. Boy, costly for Louisville right there.
And you get a break, get the ball back, but you don't get a shot at the basket.
Foul called on Frew. Under 4 minutes to go. Michigan advanced earlier today on this floor in the Midwest. They're headed to Chicago for the Sweet 16, and now Michigan State trying to do the same in the East and advance to Washington, D.C. If you're a fan in the state of Michigan and you're dreaming of a national championship, it could end up Michigan State if these two teams go to the finish line. That's when they would match up. While they're both here in Buffalo for this opening weekend. Second chance opportunity. Approaching the 3-minute mark. Fears finds an open shooter. Ford can't hit it. Louisville's got to go. Conwell steps into a three. No. Missed badly. Ford secures it.
Now the clock is your ally for Michigan State. You don't want to be stagnant, but you don't want to take a quicker shot than necessary. That adds more possessions to the end of this game that allows Louisville to try to get back into it.
Ball control, down to 5 now. Fears, opposite of the screen, leaves it up top, and Carr is fouled. Almost another dramatic highlight, but free throws coming for Cohen Carr. He's already got a career high in points in an NCAA tournament.
Two things about this. One, how high Cohen Carr is up. But Jeremy Fears does a wonderful job of misleading defenders and defenses with his eyes. He knew exactly where Cohen Carr was at when he made the drive. But by looking to the corner, that shifts the attention of the defense, which allows Carr to get back door. But they've worked together for long enough to know these little intricate details and how to get him the ball.
So many programs with brand new players. Michigan State is not one of those programs. They know each other well. There's a vibe with this team. Earl Watson, 28 assists in his first 2 games, has the record. Fears is gaining on it. And of the 32 points on the board in the second half for Michigan State, Fears has created 26 of them. Wow. Whether he's assisting or scoring. Unreal. Khalifa! Big 3 for Louisville.
Yep, not over.
Keeps him in shouting distance.
Right, as long as the 3 ball is available for this Cardinal team, they have a chance. Now, Michigan State has to do a good job of valuing the ball, getting it over. 10 seconds.
And Fears just gets it across. And he lost the handle, but a foul. Rogers called for the foul. And Fears clutching at his left elbow.
The Cardinals was this close to getting a 10-second and also a turnover. Fears sprints across.
I don't know.
Let's see where some contact. Yeah, right there. It's Rogers' left leg and foot.
On the point of that elbow.
Here. Yeah, that's so tough. Louisville was so close to getting that turnover.
Fears was seeking out the contact. Sadan Jafru has fouled out. Khalifa comes in, hits a 3. 2:10 remaining. And Fears now has a double-double with 10 points and 14 assists. Hey, when it comes to sports, you can never have enough. Hit every highlight with CBS Sports HQ. Stream it free 24/7. Money free throws from Jeremy Fears. Double-digit lead for Michigan State. Created stat is a monster right now. Khalifa with an air ball. And now Michigan State poised to put this one away. Michigan State just makes it feel so hard for opponent offenses. Can get rough and tumble and ugly. Shots are tough to come by. The denial. Kohler gets it in. Fears on the push. And he leaves it up for Cooper and add one more. Not settling for ball control. Another lob. What a special performance by Fears. McNeely, wild shot, trying to get a foul. And this one's going in the books here. Michigan State feeling it now. A Elite 8 run last year, lost to Auburn. Spartans headed for the Sweet 16. And a banner day for the Big Ten's State of Michigan teams here in Buffalo. Turnover, Hadley. Minute 15 left. McNeely got it. 3-pointer's good. 10-point game. Gonna come down to free throws. Got to get a quick foul. And there it is. And that'll send Fort to the line. Excellent free throw shooter. Doesn't get there that often, but makes him what he does.
Yeah.
Assist number 15 for Jeremy Fears on this lob.
Well, you know, the weird part about this is that he probably was going to pull the ball back out, but because the contact was made, it kind of pushed him forward. He did the right thing. Throw it up, go get an easy 2, add to history.
Those are great names on that list. Fears 2 of the best 3 assist totals for a single game in the NCAA tournament. Magic's years, they were unofficial. And here is Fort at the line. Fort 2 for 2 today. I mentioned he doesn't get to the line that often. That's only his 12th and 13th free throw attempt of the year. But he was 10 for 11 coming in, and now he's 2 for 2 today. Timeout. Michigan State in control. A minute to go. They're up 11 with a free throw coming. And Jeremy Fears on display at the big dance.
Well, a historic day for the young man, Jeremy Fears Jr. In the list of some outstanding point guards, he stands at the top of the list there at Michigan State. The ability for him to control tempo, manipulate the defense, and not just pass the ball, but pass the ball where his teammates receive and can finish with ease, and that's the mark of a great point guard.
How about Fort? Steps up there, hits 2 free throws. 15 assists for Jeremy Fears. Gives him 320 for the season. Michigan State record as Woolley lays it in with the left hand.
Well, that's why you see guys sprinting and running hard, because they know their fearless leader is going to get them to rock when they're open. Timeout.
Fort caught in the corner, gets it out, and Tom Izzo calls the timeout. Has 1 left, 43 and change before Tom Izzo takes his Spartans to DC. Michigan State trying to punch their ticket to DC. They wouldn't play until Friday, Jimmy, and it would either be UCLA or UConn.
How about this? Big boy in the East. Big boy teams. UConn, UCLA, you got Duke, you got Michigan State. I mean, battle of the Big Ten going on. I mean, it is when the brackets came out, people zeroed in the East. It was like, oh, that's a gauntlet. If you get to the Sweet 16.
Kansas, St. John's.
Yeah, don't let me bury the lead on those two.
Washington, D.C. is going to be a place to be next
Patino,
Friday.
Self.
Don't forget, we got TCU and Duke coming up here. That'll be the 3rd in this run of 3 in a row on CBS, and then games will be spread out on TNT and TBS. Field is starting to whittle down. Michigan has already advanced. First team to advance to the Sweet 16. Now Michigan State trying to join them. Spartans get it in. Carr up ahead. Clock ticks. And there's the foul by McNeely. Well, for Louisville, Jimmy, it's going to be the end of the line. They'll finish 24-11. Finished 6th in the ACC. But you can say that Pat Kelsey has brought Louisville back. They're getting great talent now. It's a place to be once again. Maybe the most talent they've had since the Patino era. The way they play, the style they play. Top 20 this year in points scored. It's a destination once again for players. And it's good to see Louisville back in the mix each and every year under Pat Kelsey.
Well, not being able to advance into the Sweet 16, I think the Louisville Cardinal fans have to understand who they had to play. And that's this tough Michigan State team. Now, the fan base can be riled up because they want championship. They want to get to a championship. Can they be patient enough to kind of go through this rebuild process by taking incremental steps at getting great? Or do they just want it to happen overnight, which rarely happens, especially with the way the landscape of college basketball is ever changing?
That was a timely shot there by our director, Matt Libb, because Mikel Brown, a back injury, obviously an NBA future, He's going to be going to the NBA, be a high draft pick. Losing him, having him not available, that really hurts Pat Kelsey in Louisville and what they could have accomplished here in the NCAA tournament. As Conwell hits a three, limping on that left foot. It's been a problem for him.
8-point game. Get this ball in and secure it, I tell you that.
And it's Fears who does get it into Carr. Carr's hard to chase down, and they foul him immediately. And now Carr a chance to keep adding to his record-setting day, his best NCAA tournament game.
Well, the bench for Michigan State played a huge role, 21 points, a lot of that. Tang had 7, but it was Ford who had 12, especially from behind the three-point line. All 12 of his points were threes. And in games like this, to advance, you understand that your key players are going to make plays and have an imprint, but it's the others that tend to step up and make things happen that kind of propel a team forward. And that's what I believe we saw Jordan Scott and a couple big baskets there in the first half. Some really good defensive plays.
Yep. They've got waves themselves, just like their counterpart with Michigan. First double-double for Cohen Carr. Misses the back end. 21 and 10 for him. Easy layup with 11.8 seconds remaining. And Louisville not going down without a fight. Timeout is called. 6-point Michigan State lead. 2 possessions. They'll have the ball when we come back. Wrapping it up in Buffalo. Michigan State with the ball when we continue. Michigan State in control, but a little too close for comfort here. 2-possession game. They do have the ball, and now it's about free throws and getting the ball in bounds.
Well, first, getting it in, making yourself available if you're a Michigan State player, and then when you get fouled, securing the free throw line. But that wasn't the case with Cohen Carr on that last possession. How about that play to get Jeremy Fears the ball? Just smart.
Fears up ahead. Cooper going to take it and put another assist on the board. And take the quick basket. 16 assists for Jeremy Fears. Conwell, 3-pointer short. Clock ticks. That's it. Michigan State behind an all-time performance from Jeremy Fears. They are advancing to the Sweet 16 in the East region. A 77-69 final. Jeremy Fears goes for 12 points and 16 assists. A double-double for Cohen Carr, 21 and 10. Brilliant performances from Fear and Carr, and the Spartans are moving on. It'll be a date with either UCLA, a Big Ten foe, or UConn out of the Big East. That'll be tomorrow in Philadelphia. Not just assist, but assists that set up highlight reel moments. A number of those. Cohen Carr on the receiving end. Relentless Jeremy Fears. And Michigan State, the 3 seed in the East. The second team to punch their ticket to the Sweet 16. The Hall of Fame coach, Tom Izzo, standing by with Allie LaForce.
Well, Coach, just because it's 28 in a row doesn't mean it's any less stressful, does it?
I told you it wouldn't be. You know, we actually played so well. We just had some foolish turnovers. Our bigs weren't very good early. I think everybody was a little nervous. You know, I hate to say that, but we made some bonehead plays turning the ball over, and yet we did a lot of good things, and I'm just happy we won.
The core four was obviously huge. They always are, but your bench was just outstanding. I mean, when you look at the full effort of this, you got to be impressed.
Yeah, I thought Trey did a hell of a job coming in, you know, and our bench did do a good job, and that's what it's about, strength in numbers.
That's exactly right. And this guy, Mr. Fears, 15 assists. You've been doing it all year. What about this system and these teammates allow you to give it up the way you are so blessed at doing?
This point guard university, you know, coach system, he had great point guards before me, you know, I'm just trying to keep it going. But overall, you know, it's my teammates. You know, teammates, they making the shots, they doing the hard part, I'm just getting them the ball.
So unselfish here. Survive in advance. Congratulations. Enjoy it. Yep.
All the greatness. Michigan State and their point guards in the NCAA tournament. No one has ever had a game in Spartan history like Jeremy Fears. Tom Izzo, his 61st NCAA tournament win. Michigan State headed to the Sweet 16. Coming up next here on CBS, TCU and Duke. For Jim Jackson, Ali LaForce, Gene Steratore, I'm Brian Anderson saying so long from Buffalo to the studio after this break.